So, welcome back to the Princess stand. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to show you around this gorgeous Princess X80. This particular boat is in stock and available, so we've got a lovely opportunity. Let's go and have a quick look around. So, here we are in the cockpit. I mean, the X80 is a model that's all about volume and space and comfort, and in fact it's unique in the marketplace for an 80-foot hull to have up to 5 cabins. So we've got, on this particular boat, we've got a main deck master cabin. Now that doesn't have to be the case. You can also order the yacht with a dining space in lieu of the main deck cabin. But anyway, in this area we've got loads and loads of space. The use of the deck is fantastic. We've got uninterrupted flow in and out of the saloon to the cockpit area. This will be used for dining. So we've got a nice leaf table here, but as an alternative, of course, you can use it nice and socially. Steps leading up to the flybridge area. We'll go up there a little later. Over here, you've got all of the features that you would hope to see out here. Access to drinks, a little sink. Let's go inside. So as I mentioned, this particular boat is the 5-cabin version. Now when you have the 5-cabin version, you want to give an interior dining option. So this area is all very supple. This is in fact a dining table that will leaf out, and it will also drop down. So you can have it either as a full dining table that will sit 10 people around it, or you can drop down coffee table, make the space lovely and soft and a bit more loungy. So it's very supple, very nice design. You've got a nice sofas on each side, so closing the social circle when it's in lounge mode, so to speak. We've also, of course, got a drop-down partition here for the galley. So if the guests are using the galley, you can be in the middle of the social space. If you want to crew the boat up fully and have a chef, then you can have all of the privacy that you want. And I love these bar stools here. Makes the place, again, nice and social. So if you're working in the galley, you can have people around you and still be part of the action. The galley itself is really well equipped. It comes from the galley of the Y85, so it's, again, it feels bigger and more functional than you might ordinarily see on an 80-foot hull. We've got huge big fridge and freezers, more refrigeration drawers here, so you've got all of the scope you need for a few days at sea without having to top up, run ashore, get more provisions, etc. All of the comforts. You've got a dishwasher, cooker, combination microwave oven, ice maker, all important side door. So if you do have crew working in the galley, they're not having to walk through all of the social spaces to move around the boat. So it's all about privacy and really having a properly crewed boat. We've got a day heads here on the main deck level. This is standard no matter what configuration you go for. So again, keeping those guest accommodation areas nice and clear. And this, the big USP of the X80. So again, in the 80-foot class, I don't believe there's anything that has this level of comfort or has 5 cabins. So this 80-foot boat really does make a special impression on the market, getting 10 people sleeping comfortably, plus up to 4 crew. So it's quite extraordinary. And for charter, this is a real selling point, because of course in charter, what you want to do is get the maximum amount of heads on pillows in as short a hull as you possibly can, so that it becomes economical. You've got a lovely ensuite over here on the starboard side, which incorporates a shower and a loo. It all closes off very nicely. Great light and windows. The windows coming in here are fantastic. And on this side, we have an optional door, which leads out onto the portside side deck. And for whoever is up here, whether it's the owner or a VIP guest, it makes this forward bow section really feel like it's a private space for this cabin. It's really, really quite something. Come on out and we'll have a look. So this area, as I say, with that access coming out of the forward cabin, really does feel very private. Of course, the bow of any boat in the Mediterranean specifically is the most private area. This table drops down so that you can have a nice sun pad here. There is an alternative option to have a spa bath, jacuzzi here. So the space is lovely and supple, but it's private. It's a lovely place to be. And of course, when you're on anchor, you get the breeze here. So it's a really cool place. Loads of storage on each side, great big wing lockers. And we've got a huge big locker down here for all your fenders, ropes and bits and pieces. As you follow me back down the side of the boat, just see how comfortable and easy it is to walk around. We've got nice high bulwarks, great big chunky stainless steel. It's really wide. I'm going to bring you all the way back through and then we'll go down to the lower accommodation. So we'll start in the master cabin. I say master, it's always a discussion on this boat as to whether this is the master or the main deck cabin is the master. Actually, this cabin is significantly bigger, and the reason for that, of course, is that it doesn't have the main deck walk-arounds outside it, so it's using the full beam of the hull. So actually the volume in here is significantly bigger than that of the main deck cabin. So for me, this is the master cabin. What strikes me about this is we've got a level floor, we've got a level ceiling. It feels utterly uninterrupted. There's no compromise in the space. There's loads of head height. And looking into some of the detailed features, there's more and more of this coming in with the Princess yachts now. This beautiful curved hand-finished woodwork is just extraordinary. And everywhere that you look on the boat, everything is just given that little bit more detail that makes it feel soft. There's no hard edges, no sharp corners. It just feels so luxurious. So the ensuite is very, very comfortable again. We've got lovely head height going through, lovely stone floors, twin sinks, and a stand-up shower cubicle that really is really spacious. No problem drying yourself off in there. Got heated towel rails. You have the option for underfloor heating as well. So everything that you need. Let's move into the forward cabins. As we move through, I'll just show you this lobby area. Again, this is lovely. We've got, you can't see it from where you are, but we've got a window here just coming down, which is giving loads of light into this area. The mirror, of course, gives more volume. In here, you've got a washer dryer, which is secondary to the laundry facilities in the crew cabin. We'll start up at the bow VIP. Nice big double bed, plenty of space to get in and out of the bed. There's no compromise in space, full head height. You've got plenty of storage. You've got two big hanging lockers on each side. All of these areas here are storage. Lovely light coming in through the windows, a little bit of ventilation through the portholes. The ensuite is really, really comfortable. Again, you've got a large shower cubicle. You've got a molded sink. It's got everything that you need in there to be very, very comfortable. Let's have a quick look at this twin cabin on the port side. So again, there's no steps in here, which is really nice. Clean head height, no moldings coming down. The beds will move together at a touch of a button. And of course, it's got its own ensuite with a shower cubicle. Storage underneath the beds. You've got storage up here and a nice big hanging locker. So very comfortable. There is an option to put a Pullman bunk here as well, so the kids could have a bit of fun. And now we'll move into the starboard cabin. And we've got a double in here. This is really comfortable again. You've got a fantastic sized bed. Oodles of storage over here on the starboard side. Great big hanging locker. Just behind the door from where you are, there's a little dressing table there. And again, it's got its own ensuite with all of the bits and pieces that you need. Heated towel rails, stone floors, lots and lots of storage. What a comfortable cabin this is. Really, really nice. So This deck level on this boat, again, is a massive unique selling point. We have to remember that we're on an 80-foot hull, and there really is nothing else in the marketplace that's achieving this sort of volume and space. Indeed, separate spaces is a huge, huge thing. So if you can imagine having 10 people on this boat for a week or two, it's so important that you can move away from the group, get a little bit of quiet time, find your own space. So these separate spaces, 2 saloons, and indeed all of these separate deck spaces are hugely important. Massive advantage. So this saloon area has a pop-up television here. So this, of course, the saloon down below has a pop-up television as well. So you could have the kids up here while the adults are down below, or vice versa. And of course, we are talking about running this boat with a crew. So this all closes up so that the crew have a space where they can relax and not interfere with the guests. The bridge area itself is so beautifully designed. All of these curved lines, no sharp corners as discussed earlier on. We've got oodles of information coming up here across our MFDs, and of course it's running on the Bonning system, so we've got all of our controls of the boat itself easily at hand. Just while we're here, there are 2 other additional manoeuvring stations. There's one out on the starboard side, and then we've got another one down on the aft deck on the port side. So for close manoeuvring, we're well covered and there's plenty of visibility. So the captain's going to be really pleased with these. You've got the throttles, the thrusters, the anchor controls, but it gives you a view down the whole line of the boat. So for manoeuvring, really, really easy. It's lovely. So on this particular boat, we've gone with a few little upgrades. This table is absolutely massive, but we're going to have 10 guests on the boat, so it needs to be able to seat everybody. Al fresco dining. This is a perfect location. It will leaf in so that it's about half of the size, rotate and drop down to become a coffee table. So if you want this to be a social, less formal space, it's not a problem. And add to that the fact that this L-shaped seating rotates. So you've got people sitting in here, the table's down, this one's rotated, you've got a closed social circle. It's really great. And down here, we've got a little drinks fridge, so you don't need to leave your seat to get a drink. And then, of course, on this side, as you might expect, we've got more refrigeration, and we've got our barbecue grill. And on this side, you can convert this into a sun pad. So if you want to do a little bit of lounging, it's all covered. So I'm just going to show you some of the features on the transom area, and we'll move into the crew cabin and the engine space after that. Okay. So we've got loads of storage here. I mean, storage at the transom area of the boat is really important. You're always down here during the day. You're swimming, the kids are swimming, you're lounging and relaxing, and having space to put all of those toys and bits and pieces, snorkels, wet gear, is really, really important. So we've got a lovely locker here. And this one is specifically designed for the sea bobs. So in here we've got 2 sea bobs. You can see how comfortably positioned they are. They're heavy sea bobs, so having them accessible to the transom is really important. And they'll slot in there, they can charge and be ready for your next use. Crew quarters. So we'll pop down here and have a quick look. This particular boat is set up with 2 cabins in the crew quarters, sleeping 3 crew. Now you can alter that so that it will take a maximum of 4, or if you feel that you're going to run it with 2 crew, you can have just 1 cabin, or the crew can have a cabin each. It's quite effective in making more space for the crew to sit and relax, but this one is the perfect layout in my opinion. So, as you can see, we've got a nice little galley here. The crew have somewhere to cook. They've got a combination microwave oven. They've got a fridge. They've got a couple of little stools that swing out here. And indeed, you can put a television down here for them too. On this particular boat, we've got a captain's cabin on the port side, which has a single bunk, loads of storage around it, And then we've got a bunk cabin in here on the starboard side, which is capable of taking 2 crew. Whether this boat runs with 2 or 3 crew is up to you. But if the boat was chartering, for instance, you might want 3 crew. In here, you've got a really comfortable ensuite for the crew, plenty of space, dedicated shower cubicle. So it's really comfortable place. We've got laundry facilities here, a washer and a dryer. These are commercial spec. There is an additional washer dryer inside in the lobby, just outside the master cabin. So if there's any private washing that needs to be done. We'll walk in here and have a look at this engine space. So the engine space feels to me to be that of a much bigger boat. Look at the head space I've got here. It's all a nice level platform, access to the engines and all of those bits and pieces that you need to check periodically is so simple. We're running 2 MAN V12 1900 horsepower engines. They're super smooth and drive the boat really comfortably up to about 30 knots. So it's a standard Princess hull, planing hull. She's very capable at cruising in and around 22 knots. If you want to run her at slower speeds, displacement speeds around 10 knots, you're going to achieve a range of up to 900 nautical miles. So she really is ready to move through the water at whatever pace you want. She's big enough that the boat is the destination and you don't need to get somewhere nicer at the drop of a hat or in a couple of hours. You can take your time on the boat. She'll be super comfortable. She's stabilized with vector fins from Sleipner. So she runs perfectly with those stabilizers at displacement speeds as well as higher speeds. Twin generators delivering loads of power to the boat, and you've got lots of redundancy. Of course, the air conditioning units are down here. She's fitted with a water maker with spot zero. So for cleaning all of that glass outside, it's making it a lot easier for the crew to maintain. Really nice engine space. So that concludes our tour of the X80. I do hope that you'll be in touch with us to get more information. Once we leave this show, the boat is due to go back to the UK, and we'd be very happy to talk to you more about this boat and perhaps show it to you.